I first had a crowdfunding sort of site on Patreon where I was selling content in order to crowdfund for various causes. The first one was Hurricane Maria in Puerto Rico. And then right after that, there was a huge earthquake in Mexico City. And I was able to like get all of these supplies, but I couldn't afford to ship them. So I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to sell photos and that's going to help me pay to be able to ship the stuff there. And it was so successful that every month I had a different cause that I was raising money for and able to like crowdfund before really anything like that I had seen anybody was really doing. And it was going really well until all of a sudden Patreon started to censor me and withhold payments. But it wasn't just withholding payments to me, it was across the platform. It was doing that with all. They were having internal issues with their payouts. And to me, I was like, how are we all making you so much money every single month and you can't internally pay us out? And it wasn't just once, it was like 3 times. And by the third time, okay, this is it. Like, I need to have my own site. I need to do this on my own. So thankfully, I was able to do all of those things, create a PayPal and create my own site and transfer over all my content. My partner was able to help me get everything over in like a matter of 2 weeks, which was amazing. And I shut down my Patreon. I didn't shut it down, but like I stopped putting content on there. And same thing with OnlyFans. And that was really the only way that I could get around all of the mismanagement with the payment and the censorship, because they were telling me that I couldn't have my banner image, which I had actually not copied, but essentially was inspired by one of the top creators on there and had almost the exact same thing, except instead of having a hand over my nipples, I had like fruit. I had like slices of oranges. And they were like, no, that's nudity. You can't do that. I was like, this is, I can't believe like you're saying. So that after that, I was like, I'm going on my own site, doing it on my own, having my own thing. However, that said, only because it was PayPal did I have a conversion rate, because people felt like PayPal is safe. Now that we're getting into cryptocurrency, everybody's afraid of like linking in their wallets. So that's like a whole nother new hurdle where people always say, don't click any links, don't connect your wallet, don't do anything like that. Da, 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 da. So then it's like, okay, so if you're an independent artist, how do you get around the censorship of OpenSea or Rarible? Because I've heard of artists having their art be considered too racy or be flagged and be removed. And that's really scary, because on OpenSea, you don't really own your art. The contracts are written out that like it's a huge contract. You don't really ever own it. And that's what a lot of people don't know about OpenSea. They think like, oh, it's an NFT. And it's like, not really. If you're minting on OpenSea, it's not really an NFT. It's only an NFT if you're doing your own smart contract, like through Manifold. Otherwise, you're at the mercy of wherever your platform, as we learned with Instagram, deleting people left and right, where content is, that's where you're at the mercy of. So unless you're doing your own smart contracts on Manifold, you don't really have the provenance, or you don't really have the origination of where that file is.
Yeah.
People don't know that. A lot of people don't know that. They don't understand. They're like, oh, OpenSea is great. It's awesome. It's lazy minting. And it's like, no, there's a price for that.
I didn't know that either. Thank you for bringing that to my attention.
A lot of people don't know that. And I looked into Manifold. Manifold is like not cheap. It's expensive to have to mint every single thing. So that's why there's a price for OpenSea on the lazy minting. And why it's cheaper is because you don't really own it. Neither do contract. You can tell that it's like it's a different type of contract. I don't know the exact number. It's like a ERC something and then an ERC 20. I'm not sure really what it is, but they're two different contracts. And you definitely want to have the one that makes it, you own it.
Yeah, for sure.
Story that I only recently learned that myself. So now Manifold and looking into like minting my own NFTs. So I really own them. So I cannot have what happened on Patreon happen with OpenSea.
Yeah. So at the moment you have your own platform where people can buy your art with PayPal or crypto, and you're in the process of creating an NFT collection, or do you already have them as NFTs?
I already have NFTs on multiple platforms. I noticed that there are two different crowds. They're the web2 free people. So I needed to kind of keep them separated. There are people who only want to sell, and then there are people who are comfortable and already have a crypto wallet.